This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, investigators are still looking into the cause of a fire that destroyed a home in the outskirts of Invercargill last night. A veteran of the motor vehicle trade in Dunedin is calling it a day after 50 years in the business. And cold weather forces the Highlanders inside for today's training ahead of their home game in Fiji on Saturday. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Fire investigators are trying to determine the cause of a house fire on the outskirts of Invercargill. The property in rural Southland has been gutted by fire, with authorities set to investigate.
This house on the outskirts of Invercargill was completely ablaze by the time fire crews arrived at around 7:20 p.m. on Monday. Fire inspectors were at the Steel Road property from early this morning and are yet to determine a cause.
On arrival, the house was full ablaze. We had additional crews from Invercargill and a third tanker from Aotearoa Fire Brigade. The first attack was just to protect our exposures. We had 2 sheds to look after.
Strong winds on Monday night contributed to the fire spreading rapidly throughout the house.
We had a strong wind, so being an older house and a small house, the fire ripped through very quickly. So we could not enter to do an interior attack. So we tried to do an exterior cut-off, but the fire ripped through reasonably quick.
The owner of the house, who lived in a nearby property, alerted emergency services to the fire and confirmed that no one was in the house at the time. Fire crews managed to contain the blaze by around 8:30 p.m. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Police are appealing for help following a serious assault in Queenstown last Thursday. The incident was only revealed by police yesterday in a media statement seeking the public's help to identify the offenders. Police are asking for assistance to identify these 2 men after a man was attacked sitting on the footpath outside the Exchange Cafe at around 5 a.m. The victim was repeatedly kicked and punched in what appeared to be an unprovoked attack. He suffered facial swelling, a bleeding nose and a sore body from the blows. Police made at least a dozen arrests in Queenstown at the weekend as revellers packed the resort's bars and clubs during the annual winter festival. Unless you like people and cars, a career in the motor industry is not for you. That's the advice from Dunedin man Moray McKenzie, who just retired after 51 years in the vehicle trade.
Finally hanging up his sales hat after 50 years in the motor trade, Moray McKenzie started in the car industry 5 decades ago as an enthusiastic 18-year-old and never looked back.
I think what we have to realise that in my era, you looked for a job that you would have for 40 plus years. And so I always anticipated that the career I chose would be the career I stayed with. And so there was never any thought really of leaving the motor business. I just enjoyed, as I was younger, developing in the business. I could see other people that I admired with what they were doing. So yeah, so I continued.
He's certainly seen motor vehicles improve in their reliability.
We were selling cars in the earlier years which in the showroom floor had an oil tray underneath them. Imagine doing that today. Our workshop technicians were trained. They went through the apprenticeships with trained them in engine rebuilds, right through from woe to go. Rebuilding motors, we hardly ever see a motor rebuilt now. 30,000 miles, cars were getting valve grinds. Imagine doing that today. I mean, we see cars now 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 k's going like clockwork.
As far as the future goes, and petrol versus electric, he says there's still a place for both types in the coming years. As for his own future, there's a bit of travel, visiting family in Australia, and who knows, even a road trip in a car. Rudy Adrian for The South Today.
Former Highlanders coach Jamie Joseph won't coach the Sunwolves for the rest of the Super Rugby season as he returns home to have a procedure on his back. The Sunwolves will instead be coached by another former Highlanders coach, Tony Brown. Brown works as Joseph's attack coach for both the Sunwolves and the Japanese national team. The Sunwolves say Joseph will return to New Zealand in July to recover from a minor procedure on his back, enabling him to be fully focused on Japan's World Cup preparations. The Highlanders resumed their Super Rugby campaign after the June break this weekend with a home game in Fiji. While the side has an agreement to play 7 of their 8 home games under the roof at Forsyth Bar Stadium, they've decided to take their 8th game to Suva.
The Highlanders forced inside for today's training session with Dunedin in the grip of a wintry blast. They're set to face more welcoming conditions on the weekend though as they resume their Super Rugby campaign with a home game in Fiji.
Great opportunity to take the Highlanders on the road and see a lot of new people, and we've got some strong connections there with Waisake and Taveta Nambora, so a lot of old landers are still over there as well, so we'll be linking up with those boys. So it's it's a great opportunity for us to take the club to somewhere new.
It'll be a first for the Highlanders. They haven't played a competitive game in the Pacific Islands, unlike the Crusaders and this week's opponent, the Chiefs. Delaney says it'll be a real challenge.
They're a good side, they're a tough side, well coached. We know their coaches, really good men who coach a pretty mean game of footy, and they play with a lot of spirit. So they're a tough team, they're tough to break down, and we saw that when we dipped out against them up at their place earlier in the season.
The full squad is set to make the trip except for the injured Liam Squire, but it appears the rest of the team's All Blacks contingent are all in good health after the series against France.
What our All Blacks have been great at doing is getting out of one environment into the other, and the one thing we're super proud of is the number of guys we had in that group this week.
The side isn't due back from Fiji until late on Sunday, with their next assignment against the Crusaders in Christchurch just 5 days later. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, it's now safe to take your dogs walking at Silverstream, and Invercargill's Warm Homes Trust celebrates a significant milestone, so stay with us.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air. Too late to sow seeds? Don't despair, the solution is at hand. Call Ready Lawn today for your year-round lawn needs. Call now on 03 486 1819.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Oakley's Bathroom Solutions is locally owned and operated and is a name that has become synonymous with bathroom excellence. Exclusive to Oakley South Island, Danish design Vola, the modern day tap, remains a desirable choice. For over 140 years, the team at Oakley's has provided the highest quality bathroom products and plumbing supplies. For intelligent advice and smart service, come talk to the team or visit oakleysplumbing.co.nz. You're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer. You owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Being a big softie takes training. I've gone to great lengths to become even softer while still being strong and reliable. The new me is bigger and softer than ever. Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust.
Stay warm this winter with Alistair McCann's Wood and Coal door-to-door delivery. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Alistair to order today on 454 3592.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We've got a deal for you. We bought a huge bulk order from Lee Stretch Moleskin. So comfortable, nice stretchy fabric, and they're in 6 colours. And the deal, $20 off a pair, or if you buy 2 pair or more, $25 off a pair.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
This promotion finishes June 30th.
Locally owned and operated Roslyn Mowers and Heating are warming up for winter with a range of Massport wood fires for obligation-free installation quotes, sales, building consent assistance, and after-sales service and parts. That's Roslyn Mowers and Heating. With over 230 events, the International Science Festival is taking over Dunedin from the 6th to the 15th of July. For more info, go to scifest.org.nz.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Garradoor Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garradoor's quality service. Garradoor Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garradoor.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Welcome back. The Silverstream catchment area is set to be reopened to dogs this week, a year after a TB-free aerial 1080 possum control operation. Dogs will be allowed to be walked off-leash in the area from this Friday. Cases of TB in stock prompted an aerial drop of the poison 1080 in an attempt to cull possums. The DCC barred dogs for a year from the poison drop as a safety precaution, as 1080 can kill dogs. The Southland Warm Homes Trust has celebrated a decade of keeping families warm and healthy. Since its inception, the Trust has offered financial support for thousands of families to insulate or better heat their homes.
Community funders from a range of Southland organisations gathered at Invercargill's PowerNet today to celebrate a milestone. Today marked the 10th anniversary for the Southland Warm Homes Trust, which has helped to insulate over 6,000 homes throughout the region.
Over the years, our visions of the Trust haven't changed. We recognise in Southland that our quality of our housing stock is not great, and we know that if they're insulated, they're going to have a more energy efficient home, they're going to have better health and better well-being.
He said low temperatures in Southland meant home insulation was important, but not always financially feasible for low-income families.
Sometimes that $3,000, $3,500 is a big step for lower income families to take to insulate their home. While they may well recognise the benefits of it, I guess that's where we step in, that we are able to support them in some way with a bit of community funding and with help from ECA to achieve that goal.
Former Trust Chair Neil Boniface said when he first kicked off the program 10 years ago, he could see it was a no-brainer. And with backing from so many local funders, it has been just as successful as he imagined.
We all came together and we sorted out a program, and it's been very, very successful because of that team effort. The funders can see that there's less absenteeism at work, school, homes are warmer. There's a benefit to the homeowner as well, because they, if they sell the house and move on to another one, that the next people coming in can get a benefit from it as well. So it was just, as I said originally, a no-brainer.
The next step for the Trust is to begin working with the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Authority on the new government program, Warmer Kiwi Homes. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, we see how far the ultra-fast broadband rollout has spread to the regions, and we see which contestants got their feathers in a flap at the Christchurch Poultry Show.
Have you got time and skills to share? Find out what time banking is July 7th at 1:30 at the St Peter's Church Hall in Caversham.
Locally owned and operated Roslyn Mowers and Heating are warming up for winter with a range of Massport wood fires for obligation-free installation quotes, sales, building consent assistance, and after-sales service and parts. That's Roslyn Mowers and Heating.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Too late to sow seeds? Don't despair, the solution is at hand. Call Ready Lawn today for your year-round lawn needs. Call now on 03 486 1819.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We've got a deal for you. We've bought a huge bulk order from Lee Stretch Moleskin. So comfortable, nice stretchy fabric, and they're in 6 colours. And the deal, $20 off a pair, or if you buy 2 pair or more, $25 off a pair.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
This promotion finishes June 30th.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Oakley's Bathroom Solutions is locally owned and operated and is a name that has become synonymous with bathroom excellence. Exclusive to Oakley South Island, Danish design Vola, the modern day tap, remains a desirable choice. For over 140 years, the team at Oakley's has provided the highest quality bathroom products and plumbing supplies. For intelligent advice and smart service, come talk to the team or visit oakleysplumbing.co.nz. Stay warm this winter with Alistair McCann's Wood and Coal door-to-door delivery. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Alistair to order today on 454 3592.
With over 230 events, the International Science Festival is taking over Dunedin from the 6th to the 15th of July. For more info, go to scifest.org.nz.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Have you got time and skills to share? Find out what time banking is July 7th at 1:30 at the St Peter's Church Hall in Caversham.
Welcome back. Ultra-fast broadband is coming sooner than expected to Central Otago. It will reach Cromwell as early as September, a year ahead of schedule, and the rest of the district in the next 4 years. A report to the Central Otago District Council confirms a new schedule for the ultra-fast broadband project. Cromwell will be hooked up first, followed by Alexandra in July 2020. The rollout is set to be complete by the end of 2022. If numbers at recent events are anything to go by, it appears bird fancying is enjoying a healthy resurgence. Crowds have flocked to the Christchurch Poultry, Pigeon and Bantam Club's 151st annual poultry show, with a recent documentary being credited as helping the surge in popularity.
Birds of a feather flocking together in the Garden City for the Christchurch Poultry, Pigeon and Bantam Club's annual poultry show. It's the 151st time the event's been held, and President of the club, Mark Lilly, says it's been a great show for him as his cock took out top honours.
This is the best bird show here at Christchurch Poultry Club this weekend. It's gone to a little white Wyandotte cockbird. He's coming up 2 years old. He's a wonderful little bird, and he's probably even better because he's my bird, so that's even better. He is a wonderful little bird. He's had an up and down show season, but we've had a lot of feedback on this bird at shows and at people that have come and visited us at home, and he's just an absolute cracker.
Lily says more than 1,000 birds were entered in the show. Poultry fancyings enjoyed a resurgence since the documentary Pecking Order was released last year. Those at the event had the chance to watch the film again. Bird breeders have been taking the events seriously for more than 150 years. Judge Ashley Shadbolt says the competition is fierce again this year.
And at the moment here today we're judging the exhibition pairs. So basically the best quality pair of birds in the show. I've got a black Araucana here, and she's complemented, yes, and she's complemented today by a blue cockbird.
There are 2 more shows on the southern calendar in Timaru and Waimaru. You've been warned. In Christchurch, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Investigators are still looking into the cause of a fire that destroyed a home in the outskirts of Invercargill last night. A veteran of the motor vehicle trade in Dunedin calls it a day after 50 years in the business. And cold weather forced the Highlanders inside for today's training as they attempt to acclimatise to tropical weather ahead of their home game in Fiji. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville. Yes. Now you've got a very interesting photo there.
It's a preview of the Fortune Theatre auction of their stock, and yes, a coffin with a sort of an unusual creature in it. So there's
it
all
looks
sorts
like
of
a mummy to me.
on the block. It looks like a mummy. I'm still to see the story, but I guess in theatre you use all sorts of props, and there's plenty there.
That's not your everyday coffin for a mummy either.
Apparently there's an interesting story about the coffin. They were given one, and then someone had to get it back quickly. They had a use for it, and then but another one arrived. So they've had a coffin, and yeah. So a preview for the auction of the Fortune Theatre.
Wonderful.
Tomorrow's fresh. It's not just an ordinary fresh day. Every few months we have a special publication that goes in the paper in the tabloid format. 12 pages with all sorts of recipes. Annabelle Langbynes once a month will be joining the fresh pages, and there's an interview with her at her home at Wanaka on the shores of the lake, and the first of her material. Cozy winter casseroles,
I was going to say
wine
home
column,
comforts.
all sorts. Foodie escape to Hong Kong, some winter warmer drinks of various sorts, and so on. So look for that inside the paper tomorrow.
Wonderful.
We've got a story about the concern about wallabies working their way south, the greater Dunedin area. They are a pest, and the regional council is alarmed, so look for that story.
So they were mostly based around Waimate, sort of.
They have, but they've
Waitaki?
spread. They crossed the Waitaki, unfortunately, and they've been found in parts of central Otago, and it's pretty important that they're not quite in the rabbit league, but they are destructive.
Yeah, very
and
destructive.
we want to keep wallabies, most other Australian, but the wallabies need to be kept out. The electricity authorities looking again at, it says by rights, South Island, we shouldn't be paying so much for transmission of power. So that issue's being raised again, and they're right. We shouldn't be subsidising the north, but that's where the political power and clout is, so it's hard for us to get our way. Speaking of further north, the Christchurch City Council today was looking at bringing forward its share of the funding for a covered stadium in Christchurch, so look for that story. Yeah, that's not long. It'll take a long time to get built, but we better enjoy the advantages while we've got it, because one suspects they'll build it just big enough so that it's slightly larger than ours. And
yeah, not the best for us.
Yeah. The editorial front, we look at the DHB elections and the fact they're going ahead, and that is good for democracy. They have their weaknesses, but all sorts of things in democracy are like that. So a few of the items in tomorrow.
Fantastic. So there's something for everyone in tomorrow's paper, and you can catch all that in tomorrow's ODT. Thank you, Phil. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Today's southern view is taken off the Dunedin Marina. Looking at the situation, it should be mostly fine for the next few days, frosty inland with cool temperatures. The southern towns should expect moderate southwesterlies. Balclutha is fine and 7 degrees, Catlins is also aiming for 7 and clear skies, Gore is 1 degree warmer on 8, and Lumsden expect fine weather and 7 degrees. Heading to the central outlook, where it's slightly chillier than down south. Alexandra is expecting light southwesterlies and a high of 6. Queenstown and Wanaka will be particularly bracing with a high of just 5 degrees, and Te Anau is the warmest of the bunch on 8. The northern coastal towns will be the warmest. Timaru and Oamaru can expect moderate southwesterlies, clear skies and 10 degrees. But further inland, Twizel and Amarama plan for light southwesterlies and a high of just 5 degrees. In Dunedin, it will be cloudy tonight with southwesterlies and an overnight low of 3 degrees. Tomorrow brings sunny periods and some cloud with cold southwest winds easing, plus a low of 3 and a high of 9. It should be fine and sunny on Thursday with light winds with a high of 10 and a chilly low of -1. And in Invercargill, there will be some cloud tonight with southwesterlies and an overnight low of just 1 degree above 0. Clear skies tomorrow with long sunny periods and a high of 9 and a low of 0. It will be sunny and cool on Thursday with a low of 1 degree above 0 and a high of 10. And that's our news for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the Southern region, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you have a great evening, take care and try to stay warm. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.